Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Michelle. I'm excited to get another full-length collective reading out for you guys, manifesting and trusting that this is finding the exact collective that needs to receive the message. I will be putting timestamps in this video so you can skip ahead to the reading. I wanted to take another few minutes and just give you guys a few updates on what's been going on. I love connecting with you in this way. It gives me an opportunity to talk through some of the energies that have been appearing in my life because they often relate to some of the collective messages that I've been providing. Obviously, we're all of this kind of frequency and energy. I feel like so often my messages are either talking to present me, past me, or future me. And so I obviously resonate with a lot of the messages that resonate so deeply with all of you. So wanted to just kind of give you a little insight on what I've been experiencing as of late. And first and foremost, I just want to thank every single person who has subscribed to my YouTube channel. I just hit 2K last night and I'm just so eternally grateful. You know, I've been seeing traction on my other platforms, TikTok and Instagram, and YouTube has been a little bit of a slower start, but again, it's something I haven't really dedicated enough of my time and energy towards specifically. And so I'm really excited to continue to grow this channel and continue to grow with all of you who are along for this journey, who have resonated with the messages and felt called to follow along. I really appreciate every single one of you. So thank you so much for that milestone. But I had to share another big milestone that I just decided last night after talking with my husband. We have had quite the financial challenges over the past, I would say, year and a half or so. I went through a long stint of being unemployed after being laid off from my prior job and went through a lot of deep shedding and unlearning when it comes to my relationship with money and finances. And I've always saw that time as kind of like a rock bottom energy. And what I love about rock bottom energy, obviously I don't love being in it, as I'm sure many of you have been there before. It's not a comfortable or fun place to be in. But what I love about it is that it kind of gives you this opportunity to recognize just how much limitless potential there is moving forward from that point. And so I always looked at some of the challenges that we experienced, you know, between my unemployment, my dog being diagnosed with cancer, and us really doing everything in our power financially to try to help her through that at the expense of our own stability, to be honest, but would do it again over and over again. And this is something I've talked about before, but you know, through this kind of period of financial restriction, again, I've done a lot of unlearning. I've done a lot of recognizing like where my money wounds really stem from and how I can help to rewire those so that I can start calling in more abundance in my life. And it has been an uphill battle, but I've also started to really see this start to flow in. I've started to see my finances increasing, and it's definitely not it hasn't been like this, ooh, here's this giant lump sum money and now you're good to go, which sometimes I think I want, obviously, like that would make it easy and that would make it a lot more enjoyable. So I think, right? Because our ego mind always looks for like the easiest route to getting our desires. But through this journey of sharing with you guys and being able to provide personal readings to people literally all across the world, which is just insane to me. And sometimes I don't take the moment to recognize like how I've had any sort of impact on people who live in all different continents and countries. It's really quite incredible. And again, so eternally grateful for every single person who has trusted me to do these readings for you. But I've been starting to see my abundance increase. And, you know, we have had a challenge with our car. My car is extremely old. I've had it for as long as my husband and I have been together, for I think over 11 years now. And it's a sedan. We've grown our family since then. I have a soon to be 4-year-old. And so it just has not been serving us in the way that we need a car to serve us. You know, we've really needed an upgrade for quite some time, but because I've been so restricted financially, it's been really difficult for us to make that choice. And you know, I am alongside you guys when I'm receiving a lot of confirmation, a lot of energy saying, you know, you have this blessing on the way, you have this abundance, you have this money, all of these things. And sometimes I fall victim to this, just as I'm sure some of you have. We're all human, where I start attaching a little bit too tightly to certain messages where it's like, okay, it's going to look in this specific way. And if it doesn't, then that means that it's not my blessing. Like I kind of have this like stubbornness. I am a bit of a control freak when it comes to manifestations or just things in general. It's really hard to surprise me. And I've been getting the message of like, let us surprise you. Let it just work out. Stop trying to control every single thing. That's been, again, another big lesson for me because again, it's just been really difficult for me to be patient, for me to release control, surrender, all of those things. But it is a necessary part of the process when it comes to manifestation. And all the while I've been like waiting for some sort of like big reveal as to like some, you know, mystery check or some big collaboration or big deal that just drops into my field. And now I'm like, okay, now I can go buy a car. Like that's kind of how I envisioned it to happen. And it's interesting how none of that happened yet. Okay. You know, things are still in the works always, but it kind of was just this moment of realization where I recognized just by simply switching my perspective, I think my nervous system and my mentality had still been stuck in this place of lack, of not having enough, of literally overdrafting before every paycheck and just never being able to make it to the next billing cycle. That has been kind of my reality for a few months. And finally coming out of that and recognizing that that's not my reality anymore has taken some adjustment. And so it was just this moment of clarity where I had been praying out, I had been asking for clarity, I'd been asking for blessings when it comes to a new car. And I kind of just got this download of like, okay, so then go get it. Like you can decide to get one now. Look at what you have, look at what you are continuing to grow. And, you know, in some ways it may feel like a little bit of a risk because I'm still trying to build up other foundational things when it comes to my finances, like my savings and, you know, paying off debt, all of these things. But money is an energy, which is something I fully have grown to believe. Okay, money is an energy. It can come, it continues to come, it continues to circulate. The more you spend, the more that gets returned back to you. And so, you know, as I've been healing my relationship with money, I kind of just felt this like call to just go and get the car. So my husband and I finally decided we are upgrading our car. It's getting delivered tomorrow. And I just really feel so much like this is the start of a new reality for me because again, our car has been this pain point for at least the last year, if not longer, just, not being super comfortable driving it far, not being super comfortable loading up our son in it. Like just, it's been a very uncomfortable situation, but it's what we had and forever grateful that it's kept us safe all this time. But it was much needed. And I just felt very empowered to share that sometimes while we're waiting for these divine blessings, we're not recognizing just how much of a blessing we are to our own situation and to our own life. And that our efforts and our dedication and our energy output towards the things that we want to see grow is often how these solutions get presented. It's not always in this like perfectly packaged way, but it's in simply recognizing that like you've already done so much, you're already continuing to grow, you're already starting to see the fruits of your labor. And so taking that chance and deciding to move forward with a big purchase that is going to alleviate so much stress and burden in our lives, like just our day-to-day lives improving, is also going to allow more and more abundance to come in. So I just felt called to share that, you know, take it as it resonates for your situation, or if you feel it resonates at all, or if you just wanted to hear what's going on in my life. That is the latest update. And I have my cat Lucy here who wants to say hello. And so, yeah, I just think that it was a big realization for me to recognize that I am in more control than I realize at times, and that I already have so many resources available to me that I just wasn't looking at in that way, or was waiting for some sort of like magical appearance of increased funds when, you know, it's already been kind of like gradually getting more increased. So I just wanted to share that, and hopefully that helps somebody, or again, just giving you a little life update because I'm excited to continue growing with you all. I really intend to be as transparent and vulnerable and open about my own journey because I think it's important with what I do that you recognize that like I'm also a person on this journey with you. Yes, I can connect to higher realms and like feel these divine channeled messages, and I recognize that as a gift, and I'm very grateful for that gift. But again, I'm simply a girl, and I am just trying to make it in this world like all of you are. All of us humans are just trying to make the most of what our situation is. So let's dive into the reading and see what it is that you need to know or hear at this time. For the collective watching this video, I trust that it is finding exactly who needs to receive it. We will be doing 2 oracle decks, 2 tarot decks. And if you're interested in a personal reading from me, those are still available on my website. You can check that out. I also have my inner child healing activation still available on sale for the rest of this month of October. All right, let's see what's going on here. Okay, that last bet was a little too much, so I'm gonna take what fell out before then. Okay, try one more time. Anything else? Okay. So I think we did get some month cards, maybe just one. The other month of February, we have V with victory in some endeavor. Shark, take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. Bell with announcement. Rat, someone working against you behind your back. Parrot, someone will gossip about all your secrets. Dog, protection from a powerful friend. Money path, a path with money is waiting for you to find it. And box, you will receive a gift. Okay, let me get this organized and break it down and see what the primary energies are here. I definitely already feel like what I shared at the beginning of this video is resonant for this message. So definitely something to do with like increased abundance, increased finances. You're on the pathway to reaching some sort of success, okay? And there seems to be some sort of gift that is coming in as a result of that. Some exciting news perhaps. Okay, but some of the energies coming through here, I do want to just say with all of these animal cards, it already feels like there's heavy spirit guide protection, okay? So this dog, it could represent maybe you just have like a soul dog that you feel very connected to. This could also just literally be talking about a friend who is protecting you energetically by having positive thoughts of you, who is trying to, you know, hold the vision of your life, okay? But this is also feeling like very much spirit guide energy with all of the animal presence here. But I do want to talk about some of the kind of interesting cards that we got. We did get, you know, shark with take care, there will be a loss of material wealth, as well as rat, someone working behind you or against your back. And there's something about you being on this trajectory, okay, this money path, you're on this money path, okay? And for some of you, again, this could be just a shift in perspective and recognizing like how much you actually have available for you or what it is that you can do to kind of call in and cultivate more finances if that is an area of concern. But there's something about you being on this pathway to receiving some sort of major victory, some sort of success in your efforts when it comes to calling in more abundance in your life. Now, whether this is financial or this is abundance in other forms, take it always as it resonates. But as you continue on this pathway, okay, there are people along your path who are maybe not going to appreciate your glow up or your way of growing in this direction, the way in which things are working out for you. Okay, I'm picking up with the parrot card as well, like gossip. You know, people may be talking about like, how did they get from here to there? That's kind of the energy that I feel like you're emanating at this time. It's like, I thought like last time I checked in on them, they were struggling. They were, you know, I don't know, I'm hearing like living out of their car. They were struggling to make rent. They were, you know, all of these challenges, and suddenly that's not their reality anymore. Like, how are they doing it? There's kind of like an energy of perhaps some jealousy, but also some appreciation for your dedication to your path, because they're not seeing everything that you're doing in order to get to the place that you are on your way to getting, okay? And there's something about, yeah, maybe there are some people who there's like a little bit of like this rat gnawing energy. People are trying to kind of keep you stuck, trying to keep you small, trying to keep you safe. Even your own ego, okay, could resonate as well. But there's something about you successfully moving away from this energy because you're so heavily protected. You have your eyes on the prize. You have your eyes on some sort of success or victory that you're calling in that is leading to just major success, major clarity on your path as well. Like it's almost like you're reaching a certain milestone on your path where you're going to be provided additional resources because those resources are necessary for you to continue to up level and evolve through whatever it is you're doing. Now, February could be a very significant month for you. This could also represent the number 2. This could be something that is going to kind of more formulate over the course of the next few months that you'll really see in your reality by February. I know for me, my birthday is in February. So again, take it as it resonates. Maybe it reminds you of a certain time. Maybe there is a significant date within February, or something significant happened this past February. Okay, it may resonate differently for every single person here, but there is a call here to recognize that while yes, you are on a pathway to abundance, be aware and be mindful of what you have at your disposal. And this is not to say like start spending money like crazy as if you already have $1 million and you're just gonna like blow it all in the next day, but start recognizing what you have access to, what it is that feels good to spend right now, okay? I feel like treating yourself could be something very significant, maybe even giving yourself a little bit of a gift, okay? Perhaps you're needing to give yourself a little bit of a gift. Be intentional about this. But also I feel like as you kind of continue to vibrate this abundance frequency, you're going to see more of that come into your field. You're going to be receiving gifts. These could be small gifts. This could be somebody offering to treat you for lunch, get you a coffee. This may be finding money on the floor, finding money in your pocket. Okay, there are ways in which that this can start to come into your life, but I feel like right now you're just being reminded that you're so protected. You're on a pathway to victory, to success. There is exciting news on the other side of this journey for you as well, something that you're going to want to announce, like a milestone you're going to be excited to share as well, just as I shared earlier in this video. And pay no mind to, again, any of this like energy outside of you that may be kind of interfering with your path at all. Like maybe you're picking up, maybe you're very intuitive, maybe you're sensing people are thinking about you or talking about you. Okay, spiritual hygiene seems to be very important at this time. Separate your energy from those outside of you because again, you're well on your way. And as I say that, we got the card, water your garden. Nourishment, body care, tenderness, and rest. Yeah, it's really important that you are catering to your vessel, your physical vessel at this time, taking time to nourish it, to pour into your cup, to make sure that you are feeling, restored. I'm hearing restorative practices. Okay, maybe this is taking a spiritual bath. Maybe this is doing, energy healing, cleansing your energy, okay? Make sure that you are nourishing your body, feeding it the things that it desires, and being in a restful place as well, not feeling like you have to rush. I feel like you are in this flow state of abundance where you can just do action because it feels good to you, but not because you feel like any sort of fear that if I don't do this, then I'm not going to receive what I desire, okay? I think you're really being called to take care of yourself at this time because the more you pour into yourself, the more you are kind of putting out this energetic emission that the universe can also pour into you as well, okay? Let's get some more information. We'll dive into some tarot. This could also be like self-love practices, I'm hearing. Okay, maybe you just need to be talking to yourself a little bit nicer these days, not feeding into the words of others if they are doubting you or if they are talking down on you. Okay, so you have justice on the bottom, yeah. I feel like you are on your way to receiving your karmic justice, having scales balance. If you've been through most of your life feeling talked down to, feeling doubtful about your power, feeling like you can never do anything right, or that you constantly try and are met with challenge or failure, in your mind failure, right? Every rejection is redirection. Okay, you have been redirected along your path quite a few times, but there's something about you finally falling into this balance where you're recognizing that while yes, things maybe didn't work out in the past, there was a reason for that. It either illuminated something about the people that you were surrounding yourself with, the environment that you were in, or it reflected something about yourself that you can now, you know, when you have awareness on the situation, you can now kind of take that and start moving in a new direction or start creating from a new space, okay? But let's see what we have here for tarot. So you do have the Two of Swords and Five of Pentacles. We have King of Cups, King of Wands, and then Ace of Pentacles. So I do feel like a lot of this collective may be feeling a little bit at a standstill, a little bit stuck. Maybe you're feeling a little bit stuck in your own lack, okay? Feeling unprovided for. You're paying attention to all of the things that you don't have, that you haven't been given. Feeling lacking in your, again, financial stability, your physical abundance, even in your relationships. But there's something about you stepping further into this balanced divine masculine energy. Okay, I know I talk a lot about divine feminine and being able to receive, but there's something about you with this energy coming through the two kings. This is a balanced divine masculine energy, okay? This is a leader who is very empathetic, who is still in touch with his emotions, who is still able to call certain shots in their life and create from a place of passion, but balance, okay? Still being in tune with themselves, okay? So this is not an overworking masculine energy, overexertion, but there is something about you taking action over your situation. Okay, you're feeling lacked. You're feeling like things aren't being provided for you. You're feeling a bit stuck. There could be a call here to change up your routine a little bit. Start doing things again that feel good for your body, that you feel called towards doing. Start making decisions out of a place of authority over your life, recognizing that you can't just sit around, or maybe you're getting out of this energy of feeling like you're just going to sit around and be given this out of nowhere, which, not to say that that can't happen and that like miracles aren't possible and all of those things, because I highly believe in the beauty of the divine and how they can come in to bless us. But there's something about you almost like taking steps, actionable steps, taking power over what it is that you're trying to call in. And it's by doing that that's actually going to allow this to come in much easier. It's kind of like you're getting out of a feeling of waiting for something to happen and starting to move in the direction of what it is that you want to see happen. Energetically embodying this leader over how you're creating. Okay, so I feel strongly like if you're being called to create something, like you need to start creating. If you have been feeling called into some sort of further leadership, maybe like a promotion or a new job opportunity, you need to start like embodying the person who has that, who is in that position. Okay, not like the second guessing of like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for that, or I don't know, that might be too much responsibility. There's something about you really sitting in your authority at this time, okay? Sitting in your authority and knowing that by doing so, again, that's going to magnetize and allow more offers, more abundance to come into your reality for you to receive this gift, okay? Gift from the divine. This could be even a gift that you yourself are providing to yourself through your efforts, through your energy, through what it is that you're deciding to do. But yeah, definitely new chapters are opening up here when it comes to your relationships and your finances. So you have strength on the bottom. It's been a long journey. It's been a strenuous journey, I'm sure, for a lot of you, okay? Trying to maneuver through this energy, trying to maneuver through spiritual warfare, okay? If you're feeling, again, like picking up on people talking about you, talking down on you, doubting you, telling you to your face that you're not capable, that you're not ready for something, okay? These are things, even if it was something from the past that may be getting rehashed at this time, these are energies that you've been kind of like at battle with. But stay strong, stay resilient, stay clear on your path, stay clear in the knowing of your power. Again, with these readings, like my intention is always to guide you back to your own personal power. This is not to give you like this, like dangle this carrot in front of you and say, oh, just keep hoping and wishing it'll happen eventually. Well, yes, sometimes we need certain messages to just like tell us like, hey, this darkness is not going to last forever. Things are going to improve. Like there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I really, really try very hard to make sure that you are always guided back to yourself, your inner knowing, your personal power, what you have control over, how you can work with your own energy, as well as calling in that divine support. Okay. But there is something about, again, there's an energy of rest that is being repeated throughout this reading, because we just got the Four of Swords. And then the Hanged Man. Yeah, you're feeling stagnant, feeling stuck, forced into some sort of reflection, forced into this cocoon energy. But you're ready to like burst forward into this beautiful new beginning. And I feel like this new beginning is going to, again, be presented to you by you tapping into, again, what your inherent gifts are, what it is that you have control over within your life, what it is that you feel like you are able to call in, what is realistic for you to call in. Okay, sometimes I feel like we get in our own way because we're thinking too logically about a situation. We're only seeing certain, we have our blinders on. We need to open that up to what the divine can provide us. Okay, there are limitless potential and opportunities, but again, it's going to be as a result of what it is that you're moving towards, what it is that you're energetically embodying and calling in. And so there may be a call here for you to, yes, pour into yourself, take that rest, make sure that you are feeling restored, make sure that you are taking time to fulfill yourself. But at the same time, when you are looking for a change, when you are looking for a new beginning, there is something that you can take action on. There is something that you can start moving towards. And this isn't like, again, like a fear tactic for you to like, or like a guilt tactic of if you don't take action right now, you're never going to get it. But knowing that you have control over your reality by taking certain aligned steps and embodying the energy of the person or the version of yourself that has it, that's what's going to initiate all of these changes to come through, okay? And I feel like a lot of you are just needing to lean further into trust for the divine, knowing that by you taking that step, by you moving in that direction, you are going to be caught by the divine. You don't need to necessarily know how, you don't need to necessarily know when, but it's just by continuing down that path, you will be provided for. You will have this new beginning illuminated to you, this pathway to more abundance open up to you, okay? But again, you may be in this period where you need to just take a moment, nourish yourself, tap into yourself. And also, like, if you're watching this video and you're like, I have no idea what direction I'm supposed to go, I don't know where to start, that means that you need to take a moment and start tuning into your intuition a little bit more, okay? These readings should never like be definitively telling you what it is that you don't know. You should already have some sort of knowing. You should have some sort of nudge. And if you don't, I would say take this time of rest, take this time of reflection, and really tune into yourself. What is it that your body, what is it that your soul is calling out to you at this time? And sometimes you will get like a huge reveal. You will get a huge aha moment that it like clicks into place. You're like, oh, I've always been destined for this and I need to start moving in that direction. Sometimes it's going to be small things to start, okay? Sometimes building that relationship with your intuition is going to look like, I feel like I should take a walk today. And then you go take the walk. Okay, I feel like I should go to this coffee shop today. And then you go to that coffee shop. Sometimes it can be as simple as that. I'm thinking about this person. I'm going to reach out to them and see how they're doing. Okay, that's how you build that relationship. It's like a muscle. And the more you practice that, the more you continue in that way, it's going to get clearer and clearer. And then again, that pathway is opening up for you. And sometimes that pathway, the breadcrumbs that you're receiving from your higher self, from your divine team, are that small. It is that small. It's just, hey, like, are you going to listen to yourself when you have this feeling, when you have this nudge? Are you actually going to follow through on your commitments to yourself? Okay. I feel like that was a little bit of a tangent. I don't even know where that came from. But again, like, if you're just feeling, again, a little bit lost, I implore you to tune into yourself and take a step back. Take a step back from ingesting and watching a bunch of things that just aren't clicking into place for you, okay? But for those of you who are very much aligned to this energy, you have an idea of what direction you're trying to go, what it is that you're trying to call into your life, know that again, it's by you taking these aligned actions that feel good. My poor camera keeps overheating with these messages. I gotta figure that out. But let's get a little bit more to this message and we'll finish this out. I gotta stop wearing like sweaters and things for these messages too because it's cold outside. I'm soaking up the Las Vegas fall weather, the little bit that we get. But then when I start channeling, I tend to heat up. So, all right. Last bit of this message, please, for the collective watching this. Spirit, what would you like them to know? What else can I provide them as guidance or clarity? Okay. So we have this card, the Knight, which is an extra card in this deck. The Devil, Prince of Torches. Okay. Which is the Knight of Wands, as well as... Okay. So there is a new beginning that is starting for this collective, but I feel very strongly like you are in this night energy. Okay, this kind of gives me like dark night of the soul energy where things are feeling, it's almost like your whole reality is shifting. And so you're being faced with all of the ways in which your current reality is not serving you or is not was not actually created from your authentic self. And that can be a really painful, difficult shedding process. Because you're kind of like removing layers of yourself that have been conditioned possibly since childhood for your entire life. And so again, be gentle with yourself. Take the rest if you feel called to rest. Don't rush through this process. But know that with the night, with the darkness, all of this, heaviness that is maybe being brought up to the surface, there is a dawn that is sure to come, okay? That saying, it's always darkest before the dawn. I do feel like a lot of the times we can receive really heavy, difficult, thick energies right before our next breakthrough, because again, this is like the old timeline splitting off, or all of these things coming to some sort of recognition for you to face before you finally enlighten yourself to the next stage of development, okay? Now with the Devil energies and then the Knight of Wands here, again, there is a call for you to start reigniting your own spark and moving away from, again, this negativity, this toxicity, these codependent attachments. Perhaps there is like an addiction or something that you may be feeling called to stop at this time. And I feel like that is heavily encouraged here, that it will clear up some of your energy for you to start moving in alignment, moving in flow. And this addiction doesn't necessarily always have to be like substance abuse. This can be an addiction to even social media. Okay, scrolling, doom scrolling. This could be an addiction to certain eating habits. This can be an addiction to limiting beliefs, an addiction to negative self-talk. Okay, there are so many ways in which this devil energy can become present in our lives, but know that you can always actively remove yourself from it by having that acknowledgement of what is holding you back at this time. And again, tuning into your intuition. What is it that you feel called to change? What is it that your higher self, the embodied version of yourself that has everything that it wants, what are the certain habits, what are the routines, what are the things that they are doing that maybe are not fully aligned with what you're doing at this time? And again, this doesn't have to be an overnight process, but maybe start doing one of those things every day. Start cutting out one of those things, and see how things can start to progress. It's like a, like a snowball effect. You start small, but let it kind of flow. And I feel like the divine is going to come in to support you because we have the judgment here on the bottom. So again, the resources that you're looking for are going to be provided. You are on the pathway to receiving this. Right now is a time for nourishment. Right now is a time for restoring your vessel, getting comfortable with where you are, knowing that it's actively changing, and also bringing awareness to all of the ways in which you're holding yourself back, your environments are holding yourself back, and knowing that you have everything within your control to break free from this reality if it is not serving you anymore, by moving in that way of taking aligned action. Okay, not sitting in inaction, not sitting feeling lazy, or I'm too tired to like do any of this today, or I don't really feel like it. The excuses can be very easy to feed into, and I know this can sometimes feel a little bit contradictory because you're like, wait, I thought you said to rest. Why do I have to take action? That's the balance that you need to strike within yourself. Yes, feel that rest, pour into your vessel, pour into your cup, make sure that you're feeling fulfilled, but also continue to start moving things in the direction that you want to see changes in. Not in a way that's rushed, again, not in a way that's going to burn you out, because that is not a successful place to receive manifestations. But I actually had this example come up for me yesterday, and maybe now is a good time to share it, of like treating your manifestations, treating your dreams and your wishes almost like a child. Okay, anybody who is a parent out there knows that there are some days where parenting is not fun. Parenting is not enjoyable. I don't always have the energy to be asked a million questions at the stage that my son's at, or to play hands-on all day long. Okay, it's exhausting, but I still show up, okay, in a way that I can, in the way that I'm physically capable of, without, again, overburdening myself or overstimulating myself to the point where I start overreacting to things and all of this, okay? Start treating it like something that you want to cater to, that you want to pour into, that you want to lovingly support and grow your vision, okay? But again, some days, maybe this is simply writing a note down, simply writing an idea down, outlining something. Other days, maybe it's fully doing the thing, recording a video. Maybe this is just you needing to fully listen to your intuition, take a full day where it's like every nudge, everything that you feel called towards, you're going to go ahead and move in that direction. So I think that's the message here. I've had a few interruptions. My cat, I think, is literally hacking up a hairball right behind me, so I'm gonna go deal with that. But if you've made it to the end, I love you. Thank you again for all your support, and I'm sending you all the love. Mwah!